Hi everyone, welcome to ScreenHogUK's special video review of Age of Empires 2 HD. I'm Simon. No one else has bought this game on the site yet, even though I think it's Ben's favourite game from back in the day. So it's just me. It's going to be really good because I never really played the original game. Don't know what to compare it to. So it's like a full-on review from a noob. To start with the basics, it's made by Ensemble Studios, first released in 1999, and the HD re-release came out a couple of days ago, and it's on Steam now for £15. The basic premise of the game: you start off with a town centre and a few villages, and you sort of build up like your town and your army essentially by gathering resources and managing your time and which villages are going to do what, then which troops are going to do what. And the point is, you eventually control the map by either conquest or diplomacy. It's a real-time strategy game, and it is perfect. It's so balanced between the different aspects of management that you have to do, between the resource, the town management, and the army, sort of who you're going to attack next. You're clicking all over the place, just trying to keep track of where everything is and what you should be doing. It really is so well balanced. And like I said, I never really played the original game, but I picked up the basics of it so quickly. It's a very fluid game, and it just makes sense once you start. You know, I didn't play any of the tutorials, just got straight in. And it's good that there's only sort of three types of resources. So you've got your gold, your wood, and your stone, and food. But each one sort of makes sense depending on what unit you're building. So some units don't require gold, some units don't require food. It all depends on what you're building. So if you know what you want, you can target. So if you need a lot of gold, you can target gold, and you can make your horse troops, and put wood on the back burner for a bit. It's like there's management decisions to be made on every level of the game, and it's brilliant. Yeah, so by the time I got onto sort of the third game, maybe, I was, just kicking ass. Really, I'm ready to move up to a harder difficulty now. So it's got a really good learning curve, but it never feels too simple either. I'd say that the amount of units possibly are limited, but it's not really criticism of the game. It still plays perfectly well. I think moving up to a harder difficulty, or maybe getting some certain scenarios to play in. I haven't played any of the campaign, to be fair, but maybe that's one way to provide myself with another challenge. The only real criticism I can find of the gameplay, I think it could do with some additional units, but I can see why they didn't do it. The only real criticism is that you get to the final civilization stage very quickly. I think on my first proper game I played, I got up to the final stage, which is the Imperial setting, without any trouble whatsoever. I think I maybe got attacked once in the build-up to it. And I was playing on standard, and it just, at those points of the game, maybe it is a bit too easy. So bump up the difficulty, hope it works better. I think the reason they haven't changed anything is because this really is a purist's update. They haven't changed anything. I looked at some YouTube videos of the original gameplay, and they haven't changed how anything looks, I don't think. They've just made it look all crisper, which I suppose is the exact definition of what an HD remake should be. It's like in Halo Anniversary, yeah, they've got the same core gameplay, but they covered everything with a new skin. They haven't done that at all. They just tightened everything. There's also a very robust scenario and map editor. That's making a comeback, I believe. You can do a lot with it, but I've only had a short time dicking around with it, as you can see. And I think you can come up with some really cool stuff if you were to put the time in. Yeah, I did get some issues with lag during this part of the game. It didn't happen so much with me during gameplay. On the map editor, it certainly came into the forefront of things. The more units I put on the map, and sort of the bigger structures I put down. I'm not sure if you can tell by watching this video now, but sometimes it took 10 plus seconds for me to be able to just move the screen again and things. So I'm not running a great system, but yeah, I mean, it's an old game, and a lot of people have been complaining that it's still laggy like the original was, but it's still an old game. They've only retooled the look, really. It's an old engine, so you got to expect a little lag. And then the final part, which leads from the scenario editor, is the Steam Workshop. Because this game's on Steam now, it means two things. First, the multiplayer aspect of the game is vastly improved. It means you can connect with other players a lot easier and things, but the most interesting and exciting part is the Steam Workshop, where users can make mods and new scenarios and new maps, and they can share them through this platform rather than, I don't know, using a third party or whatever was done in the past. So, Steam are actively pushing this forward, and there's ways to rate things, and it's all free. Download what you want. Decent texture packs and graphics packs. I love things where they open it up to the community, and that's what they've done here. As I say, there's a lot of scenarios that you can play into, and I've seen one that I'm going to download. I haven't done it yet. I think it's called Lost Forest, where there's just a load of trees in the map, and each civilization starts with covered by trees, so you have to plough through the trees to get to the enemy, which I think is interesting. But I have downloaded one called War of the Five Kings, which is a Game of Thrones scenario. It's really good, but I'll cover that in another video. So yeah, really good game. I think I've sunk maybe 10 plus hours into it. Well, no, not maybe, definitely more than 10 hours since I bought it, and that was only a few days ago. It's not perfect. There is lag issues associated with it that I have noticed. Apparently, so has a lot of people. But you're not going to get a finer RTS than this. I really can't think of one. And at £15 retail on Steam, it's a solid 8 easily. Go out and buy it, play it with your friends.